Far out in the cold reaches of our solar system, orbiting the majestic ringed planet Saturn, lies a world that challenges our expectations and redefines our understanding of where life might exist. This world is Enceladus, a moon of ice and water, of darkness and light, of mystery and revelation. Though small, barely 500 kilometers across, Enceladus stands as one of the most extraordinary and enigmatic places in the solar system. It is a world of paradoxes, frozen on the outside, yet warm within, quiet and distant, yet loudly declaring its secrets in plumes of water erupting from its fractured surface. And it is within those plumes, those graceful geysers arcing into space, that some of the most profound questions of science may find their answers. Enceladus was long overlooked. Discovered in 1789 by the German-born British astronomer William Herschel, the moon was little more than a faint point of light in the sky, one among many of Saturn's distant companions. For nearly 2 centuries, Enceladus remained mostly a curiosity, its icy surface hidden by distance and lack of detail. But all of that changed in the 21st century, when NASA's Cassini spacecraft arrived at Saturn and began what would become one of the most transformative missions in the history of planetary science. When Cassini first turned its instruments toward Enceladus, scientists expected little more than a frozen, inert world, a celestial snowball quietly orbiting in the dark. Instead, they found something astonishing. Near the moon's south pole, they observed long, dark fissures slicing through the ice, features soon dubbed tiger stripes for their bold, claw-like appearance. Even more incredible were the plumes of water vapor and ice particles erupting from these fissures, vast geysers spewing material hundreds of kilometers into space. It was the first time such activity had been observed on a body so small and so distant from the Sun. Unlike Jupiter's moon Io, which is volcanically active due to immense tidal stress, Enceladus is encased in ice. And yet, beneath that icy crust, something was stirring. Cassini's repeated flybys brought it closer and closer to these geysers. It eventually flew through the plumes themselves, sampling the particles and vapors with onboard instruments. What it found changed everything. Water vapor, molecular hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and complex organic molecules, compounds that, on Earth, are associated with biology and hydrothermal activity. The presence of hydrogen, in particular, hinted at hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, similar to those found on Earth's seafloor. Ecosystems that teem with life despite being in total darkness, nourished not by sunlight, but by the chemical energy from the Earth's interior. This discovery was monumental. It revealed that Enceladus has all 3 ingredients considered essential for life: liquid water, organic molecules, and a source of energy. And unlike Mars or Europa, where life may be hidden beneath kilometers of ice or soil, Enceladus was actively sending its secrets into space. The geysers acted like a natural sampling system, delivering traces of the moon's hidden ocean to space, within reach of spacecraft. But how can a moon so small, so far from the Sun, harbor a liquid ocean? The answer lies in the delicate gravitational dance between Saturn and its moons. As Enceladus orbits Saturn, it experiences varying gravitational forces due to the elliptical nature of its orbit and the presence of neighboring moons like Dione. This tug-of-war creates tidal flexing, literally kneading the moon's interior. The friction generated by this constant flexing produces heat, which in turn melts the interior ice, maintaining a subsurface ocean beneath the frozen crust. This process, known as tidal heating, is crucial. It suggests that moons like Enceladus can remain geologically active and retain liquid water for billions of years, even without the warmth of the sun. And it opens up the tantalizing possibility that similar processes might be occurring on other icy moons throughout the galaxy, and even on rogue planets drifting between the stars. The idea that life could exist in such environments is not purely speculative. On Earth, life thrives in some of the most extreme conditions imaginable, from boiling hot springs to acidic lakes, from arid deserts to the crushing darkness of the deep ocean. Hydrothermal vents on Earth's seafloor host rich ecosystems based entirely on chemosynthesis, the use of chemical energy rather than sunlight. Tube worms, clams, and bacteria flourish in these environments, drawing energy from reactions between water and minerals leaching from the Earth's mantle. If similar vents exist on the ocean floor of Enceladus, then it's plausible that simple life forms, perhaps microbial, perhaps more complex, could also exist there, silently evolving in total darkness beneath a shell of ancient ice. The implications of such a discovery are staggering. If life has emerged independently on two worlds in our own solar system, Earth and Enceladus, it would strongly suggest that the universe is teeming with life. That life is not a cosmic fluke, but a common thread woven into the fabric of space and time wherever conditions allow it. And yet, Enceladus does not reveal all its secrets easily. The moon's surface, though young and smooth in some areas, remains mysterious. The tiger stripes from which the geysers erupt are warm, even glowing slightly in infrared, but the mechanism by which these fissures remain open and active is still not fully understood. Some models suggest they may be cracks reaching all the way to the subsurface ocean, kept open by a delicate balance of heat and pressure. Others point to more complex cycles of freezing and melting, or even reservoirs of pressurized brine nearer the surface. Meanwhile, the geysers themselves vary in strength, sometimes becoming more active depending on Enceladus's position in its orbit, another hint of tidal influence. The plumes carry not only water vapor and organics, but also tiny grains of silica, evidence that water may be interacting with rock at high temperatures, a key sign of hydrothermal activity. These interactions between water and rock are essential. They provide the energy and nutrients that life needs, and on Earth, they are among the oldest known habitats for microbial life. To find such processes on Enceladus is to find a mirror, however distant and dim, of Earth's own life-bearing past. As the Cassini mission came to a close in 2017, it left us with more questions than answers. The spacecraft, after years of faithful service, was directed to plunge into Saturn's atmosphere to avoid any chance of contaminating Enceladus or other moons with Earth microbes. But its legacy lives on. It revealed Enceladus not as a static ball of ice, but as a living world, alive with motion, chemistry, and the potential for biology. Now, a new era of exploration begins. Missions are being proposed by both NASA and the European Space Agency to return to Enceladus, this time with the express purpose of searching for signs of life. Future probes may fly through the geysers again, equipped with advanced instruments to analyze the molecular structure of the organic compounds found within. Some mission concepts even imagine landing near the tiger stripes, drilling into the ice, or sending autonomous submarines into the subsurface ocean. These challenges are immense. The distance to Saturn, the harsh environment, and the delicate nature of life detection experiments all present hurdles. But the rewards, scientific, philosophical, and cultural, are greater still. Enceladus beckons us, not just as a target of exploration, but as a profound symbol, a reminder that life may take root in the most unlikely of places, that warmth and possibility can emerge even in the coldest, darkest corners of the solar system, that the universe, vast and ancient though it may be, is still brimming with mystery and wonder.